In this gospel passage, we see Levi, a tax collector, sitting out by the sea at his customs post. Another typical day for him. Collect taxes, go home, maybe go to the tavern with his friends. His tax collecting, he's funding Rome and the great building projects of the empire. He was delivering to Rome while also feeding his own greed and ambition. And he had some good friends among the sinners. At the same time, in public, he had to avoid beatings and stonings. He was probably distant from his family, and he might have been lonely. He was away from his faith. His life had to come with a lot of interior struggles, knowing that he was essentially enslaving his own people for his own benefit and having to justify his daily conduct. The social judgments and the pressure of conscience can only be upheld for so long. So it might have come to a point where Levi was fed up and realized that he was lost. And he probably felt like he didn't know where he was, he didn't know where he was going, and he didn't know what he was looking for. There was this one time that I was visiting a brother at the hospital, St. Mary's Hospital in Waterbury. It was a dark and a cloudy night, and getting to be near midnight. The town was dark, and we had to leave the phone behind, so we had no idea how to get to the freeway. We started driving, and we didn't know what direction we were facing, so we didn't even really know what street we were looking for or anything. So we turned right, and we didn't see any familiar streets. So we turned around and went left, and there was still nothing. So I decided, well, we'll just drive, and eventually the freeway sign will show up. So we drove. And the brother who was with me asks, "My brother Christian, do you know where we're going?" He was pretty nervous. So I respond, "Yeah, just keep your eyes on the road. Focus." And he sees it. We have no idea where we're going. To make matters worse, there's a faint pair of headlights behind us. They grow brighter and brighter. And we realize that there's this big truck following us. So now the pressure's on, we're on the run. We're going down this main street, and it becomes a single lane road. And there's just a small bridge and the end of the street. And this truck is there, and we don't know where we are. And so brother says, "Okay, let's pray Hail Mary." So we prayed, and we had to turn. So we turned left, and immediately the sign for the freeway was there. And the highway was lit up. The truck had gone the other way, so we were home free. We made it. We found the freeway. And I think in this story, we get a little bit of maybe what Matthew had gone through. There he was, sitting at his booth, and Christ walked into his life and called him to follow him. And Christ doesn't transform him immediately. It's not as if Christ was thinking, Matthew, he's going to have a great conversion right about now, so I'm going to come and pick him up, Or this man could be a great accountant for my group. No. What moved Christ to call Matthew was that he loved him and that he wanted Matthew to be with him. And Christ called Matthew because he wanted to, because it was pleasing for him. He shows mercy to whom he pleases. So tonight I invite you, brothers, to look at your life realistically. To look back and see, where was I really? Where was I going? What was I doing? Did I have any idea what I was doing? And who am I that Christ personally chose me just because he wanted to be with me and to spend his life with me?